Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sugar and Sprinkle. On this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make Tainga cookies. And if you want the exact measurement on this video, please check the link that's down the description box below. So to begin, we start making our dough. So I have a bread flour in here, whole milk, 1 egg. I'm using brown egg, but you can use the regular one. Granulated sugar, shortening, a little bit of yeast, salt, and we're gonna use a few drops of red food color. I'm using gel. So as usual, I will have my bread machine knead my dough, but if you don't have a bread machine, then go ahead and just knead it by your hand until it gets smooth and elastic. So I'm just gonna dump all the ingredients in there. I started it with the dry ingredients, and I'm just gonna have my bread machine taking care of my dough. So once you add in all your dry ingredients, now add in your milk, 1 egg, and the shortening. So like I said, I'm just gonna put this back into my bread machine, and I'm gonna have my bread machine knead my dough. And now let's start making the filling. So the filling is kind of similar to bagong bayan. So what I have here is breadcrumbs, all-purpose flour, melted butter. I have dark brown sugar and the granulated sugar, and I have baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And also I'll be using a yellow food color, vanilla, and 2 eggs. So in my stand mixer, I add in my 2 eggs, and then both sugar, and I'm mixing this over medium-high heat. Now I add in my melted butter, the vanilla, and that time you can add your gel food color. And again, I forgot to add my gel food color again, and so I kind of add it at the last. So I mix all my dry ingredients, so flour, baking powder, baking soda, and a salt, and then I added it into the batter. And lastly, you're gonna add in your breadcrumbs. So after I add the breadcrumbs, I add a few drops of gel food color, about 2 drops, as you can see, because for some reason I forgot to add in my gel food color again. So now you're gonna turn the mixer off, and we are gonna start preparing our dough. So now I'm gonna divide my dough into half, and I also did the same thing to the filling, and I'm gonna work in the other half. So in my work surface, I sprinkled some flour just to prevent the dough from sticking while we rolling this out. I roll out my dough about 1/4 of an inch thick. Once you rolled it out, you're gonna take the other half of the filling, and I'm just using my hand in here and pressing it and spreading at the same time. And then we're gonna roll this into a log. And that's good enough, and I'm gonna start rolling it. rolled it tight, and then when you get to the end, just pinch it and give it a little bit of massage so that the filling will adhere into the dough. And then start cutting it using a knife or a dough cutter. I cut mine about half of an inch thick, I think. And I will put this in a lined baking pan, and I will bake this into the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 25 minutes. So I bake mine exactly as 25 minutes. And after baking it, this is what it looks like. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing into my channel. Bye!